Hey guys, it's Tom here with MYT Solar. We just finished up this install on a motorhome, Forest River, Lexington. A little different this week, but pretty awesome. We were able to get 1500 watts on top of this little motorhome and a lot of other good stuff I'll show you around. So like I said, not our usual outdoors RV this week, but still a monster powerhouse. And the fact that it's a motorhome and has some alternator charging, really happy with how much power these guys are going to have. Believe it's a Forest River Lexington. All I know is this is Harvey the RV, and we'll show you around. We were lucky that the customer didn't really use the underbed storage too much, and I was thinking that this bed was in a slide, which would have made it hard, but luckily the actual box of the bed stays still, and it's just a wall slide that slides in and out. All of this was free game for our install, which we can talk about now. Full Victron system, as we tend to use. We've got three 330 amp hour lithium batteries, Lynx Smart BMS, the distributor, MultiPlus 3000 watt inverter, which would be great for this 30 amp rig, MPPT 250-100, could have been a 150-100, 250 was all we had. They're the same physical size. And then the Orion XS 50 amp DC to DC charger. When the customer's rolling down the rig, generally they're not going to be in the shade because they're on a highway, so they're going to be getting full power out of that panels, maybe 75% of what's on the roof. So they may be getting maybe 1200 watts from the roof, and they'll also be getting about 700 or 650-ish watts from the DC to DC Orion XS. So they'll be getting about 2000 watts traveling down the road, which will be awesome. They're probably going to get to most campsites with a nice topped up battery. Really big power system for this rig, 990 amp hours. It's going to run their air conditioner. Even if they weren't getting charged, you might get maybe 8 hours worth of air conditioning time. And these guys do a lot of harvest hosts. So they were like, we just want to get to the harvest hosts. We can't run the generator. They don't want the generator. Actually, they're thinking about removing it. But actually, I would advise they keep it because it's another way to really boost this system. But they want to get to their harvest host. And with that DC to DC charger while they're driving, the 1500 watts on the roof, and a nice big battery bank, then I get to the harvest host and have plenty of 120 volt electricity for the night without plugging in and without running the generator, which is usually not either of those two things you can't usually do at a harvest host for too long. Really happy with this, really clean. It was a new layout for us and we just kind of fit it in here perfectly, and we're stoked on it, and I think the customer will be too. The touch panel right here in the hallway next to the rest of their controls. You can see here today we've got almost 1300 watts coming in from the solar, about 1000 fixed. All the information they need to know there. What's nice is they'll be able to check this going down the road. And again, having that alternator pushing that 50 amps with the DC to DC charger is very important. We had the original factory wiring to the lead acid batteries under the tongue, we had to obviously change that so that the alternator wasn't directly fixed to our lithium batteries. We had to make sure that it came through that Orion XS. But I was thinking about it before, if they have their solar running, which it always is, if they have their DC to DC charger putting 50 amps in, say they're getting 70 amps out of their solar, that's 120 amps, they could technically also run the generator, which is going to push about 120 amps. So they could put almost 230 amps into those Victron batteries, and those can handle it, absolutely. So they could be putting almost, in an hour, they might put maybe a quarter or maybe even a little more of that huge battery bank back in. So they've just got so many charging mechanisms here that it's just a little powerhouse of a home. We're really happy with it. 990 amp hours, 1500 watts of solar, 50 amps of DC to DC charging from the alternator, the MultiPlus inverter. They've got a Dometic Penguin on the roof here, which just works so well and cools this rig down so well that it probably won't even need to run all that often. So they'll be able to run the air conditioner, never worry really about power again, and they can just go boondock and enjoy their harvest hosts. Thanks for watching. This is Tom with MYT Solar. Build here on this little motorhome. Hope you liked it. Let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.